The role of ambassador has taken center stage recently, from the impeachment hearings to the conflict with Iran, where an ambassador was arrested. Former Ambassador Jim Cain lives right here in Raleigh. He's an attorney and once the president of the Carolina Hurricanes. He served as the ambassador to Denmark under President George W. Bush. I talked with him about his experience to detail what it is like to represent America overseas.
In a way, it was magical. In a way, it's surreal.
An honor of a lifetime. That's how Jim Cain describes his time as ambassador.
As an American ambassador, you are the face and voice of America in the country to which you're assigned. I, James Palmer Cain, do solemnly swear.
Cain served for 4 years, from 2005 to 2009, after being appointed by President George W. Bush. He lived in Denmark in a large residence with his wife and 2 children, entertaining 35,000 guests during that time. On a daily basis, Cain oversaw an embassy with about 300 people on staff and interacted with the leaders of Denmark on policy issues.
I call myself a salesman for America. When you get out of the embassy, get out of the government infrastructure, and you go sell the American message across the country.
One way he did that, on a bike tour covering 3,000 miles in 37 days. He met thousands of riders, many of them children, along the way. Then one day in 2006 came a very serious challenge.
Little Denmark, the homeland of Lego and the Little Mermaid. In January of 2006, this Danish newspaper published these 11 cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, and all of a sudden, about 1 billion people in the world were really upset with anything having to do with Denmark. So Denmark had this huge crisis where their embassies were under attack in 19 countries, and about 200 people getting killed in these riots.
For the one and only time, he called President Bush directly on the hotline.
And so I had to get the president to authorize me to contact my counterparts in these other countries in the world to activate America's assets, law enforcement, military intelligence, to protect Denmark's embassies, tourists, businesses in these other countries in the world.
Cain says it's an example of how people in the world rely on American might, values, and resources to protect their way of life.
Most of the world, and this is true of, I think, all of Western Europe, they probably don't like Donald Trump. They didn't like George Bush, but they love America. And they see America, and this is true of all of our NATO allies, they see America as the big brother who will protect them and defend them.
It's fascinating talking with him about his service. Jim Cain was knighted by the Queen of Denmark when he left his service as ambassador, and he joked back here at home he can't find many people who will call him Sir James.